Hi, everyone. My name is Georgette Truin. I am the host of the CPS Real Talk with Miss G and the gang. And I also work for the law office of Vincent Davis. And I have my little gang with me today, Darren Bly and Dr. Fowler. How you guys
Well,
doing?
Hello, everyone. Greetings.
I know we're starting late today, guys, but sorry, I was busy. And Barbara is gonna join us maybe later, a little bit later. She's doing something right now. But so, guys, I haven't been doing the show for quite some time. So, you guys already know why. Some of you, I've been on taking Mr. Davis to trial hearings and stuff. So, I've been a little busy.
you get to
So,
see the action. You get to see all the action.
your voice is bad, Darren. I can't hear anything you're saying. You're going in and out.
I said you get to see Mr. Davis firsthand in action, right? So that's got to be something.
Yeah, it's exciting. Actually, it's very exciting to see him in action. It's exciting that I say I work for him. Let me put it to you that way. Seeing him in action, he's a good attorney. He's really a good attorney. He's a good trial attorney too. Trial went really
What
well.
what's the cool things to watch him do? Like, what is the things that you don't get to see? Like, if you haven't been in the courtroom yet for one of these trials, like, what's one of the things that you enjoy that you really gets you fired up when you're in there watching this stuff?
The way he does his cross examination, the way he handles himself in court, he's very calm and very, I don't know how to explain it to you. He's like a calm tiger.
Is it like the anticipation though? You've been waiting for these caseworkers to get it. Like finally they get their day that Mr. Davis gets to tear him up, or is that what it is? That anticipation you're hoping that he's going to be able to do it and get them to prove to the world that they're liars on the stand.
Yeah, that too. But yesterday's trial was not for a CPS case. It was for a family
No,
law. Yeah, yeah. So he does both, as you guys
right.
know. But he was good. He was really really good.
Well, I
It,
mean, he
it
has
it's
1.2 million
proud.
views on his channel.
I know, right? It
Mhm.
makes me proud. I work for this man. Honestly, he's really really good. God bless him. Truly, God bless him.
He needs it.
Yeah, we all need blessing. Truthfully, we all
Yeah, but
need it.
he goes right into the face of the demon every day. That's what he deals with. He takes him right on head to head.
I
It's
know,
got to be
right?
tiresome.
All the time. That's what we
Mm-hmm.
live on, just fighting demons. Dr. Fowler, I was telling you earlier. I was telling you earlier about my nephew loving your hair, and that you remind him of Bob Marley. Um, I just want everybody to know that Dr. Fowler is amazing, man. Every time I show a video to somebody, like, oh, I love her hair. I love her hair.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so what happened? What's going on? Any current events that I haven't been researching lately? Anyone?
Well, there's all kinds of things going on. I just got some news from a friend of mine. I'm going to check it out here. Sorry,
Hmm.
that was bothering me, that thing in the background.
Mm.
Looked like I had a wire coming from my head. Hold on one second, because there is some breaking news right now from a buddy of mine that sent it to me. Let me look what he said here.
Okay.
Mhm.
You know what I'd like to do too is I would like if anybody's watching, like what groups are out there that are um like groups that we have, like these satellite groups that are trying to fight CPS and do all of this stuff. Like what are some of their names and what are their causes and those type things. Like what are they, is it a dad's movement group? Is it an everybody's group? Is it I don't give a crap group? Let's just fight these guys, you know what I mean? Like what are all these little rogue groups and what are they called? Who are they? And
But why do you care about all that? I don't
well,
trust
because what do
anybody.
you mean? Why do I care? Because that's the fight. These are the soldiers that are going to win this war for everybody. So you need
But
to know. You need to know who you're
that
fighting
some of
with.
them are not social workers undercover?
Well, I don't. You know what? You know what? How do you know that I'm not a social worker?
Okay, I can say the same thing to you. It doesn't
Right,
matter.
exactly. So you know what? We got to take the risk, right? You got to take the risk because what are we going to do? Sit here and wait, and we're going to screen everybody? These things are going to happen. Everybody's, if they're idiots and they're jerks and they infiltrate, that's fine. The cream will come to the top. That's just facts. Like that's just the way it's been. That's the way time's always been. So I mean, we gotta, you know, obviously check things out, make sure that they are real and legit. But I mean, I'm just saying, more shows than not that some people that will answer this question are going to give you an honest answer of like the name of their group that they're supporting and what they do or whatever. I mean, we should know like what's out there. I mean, there's three of us, and like you talk about this, how we're going to reach more. Well, let's reach more. Let's get all these groups to come in and tell us who they are and what they're about.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
You
They got
know,
to show their faces there because I don't know.
yeah.
Just don't. I learned not to trust everything and everyone. It's very hard for me to trust people now. Extremely hard.
Well, just take that. Just take what you get from these people at face value. How about that? Like you don't have to love them and show them your work, but let's just say, hey, they're a group that's here that's trying to fight CPS. These are people that are trying to do this, and these are people trying to do that. And then let their own demons take them down. You're not going to put any added. You're not inviting them to live in your house. Let's just give them a spot to showcase their names so we can get them out there. I mean,
Okay.
because anything, if their name's anti-CPS, something is going to be good for our cause and not theirs. So that's the way I see it.
Okay. What's the current event that we need to discuss right now?
I'm going to tell you in 1 second what I've got. I believe that it might be an update from that trial in Boston. I know that there was another one in that same appellate court that I was watching the other day, and that judge seems to be hammering those caseworkers. It's pretty great. He's not that judge. I wish I knew his name right offhand, but the one that we watched in that video the other day, he is not a fan of the caseworkers and how they're removing how they're so quick to remove the children. I know that. Like he questions them on, and here's the thing too that he talks about, because he talks about when they terminate your parental rights, he talks about how do you know that this is going to continue on in the future? Because we all have that. Like, what if you have an episode, you freak out and you need some temporary something? Like, exactly how are they gauging what is the future, the inherent future? Forever? Like that's what this judge is asking. Like, how do you know that this is going to be a forever thing? How do you know that this parent is never going to be able to do this again? Because it seems to me, and the judges and the people that I know that have been the case, the judges are only talking about right now, the second, and maybe in the past, not even what is in the current. So it doesn't seem like it's.
Okay. I need to share something with you guys. When your case is not doing well, that you think the case is not doing well, but then your attorney, if you hire an outside attorney, that is, and he takes it to trial, remember that you need to collect as much evidence about what happened with you and the social workers. You have to have the names of the social worker, who's told you what. Everything has to be documented. Your attorney has to use that evidence and that information that they have and cross-examine that social worker. For example, Miss So and So, when was the last time you contacted Miss So and So? For example, what was the communication about? What did you say or what happened? Did you address this topic to this individual, the client, for example? Get it? So sometimes you guys think the case, you're losing the case, but you're actually not losing the case, because the trial I was in with Davis, I went with Davis, it was family law and also it was juvenile courts. So I've been to both. And social workers literally on the stand, they literally lie. However, if you have a good trial attorney, they will know what they need to do. But just because the social worker admit to the lie, or somehow confess without her realizing it, um, that doesn't mean he or she is going to get fired. So if you guys are looking for revenge, don't let the vindication come from God, or sue them after you get your kids back. Either way, sue them. But the main focus is to make sure you have your children first, and then, of course, you go after the target, right? So be wise, be smart, collect as much information, collect as much evidence as you can. Make sure you document everything. Make sure, for example, if God forbid a million times, if I was a social worker and I'm handling Dr. Fowler's case, Dr. Fowler, I called Dr. Fowler today at 1:17 p.m. Dr. Fowler picks up the phone, and I told Dr. Fowler, your visitation was canceled. Dr. Fowler, job, the client's job is to do this. Miss Social worker called at 1:17 p.m. on Thursday, April 28th, 2023. She said that the visitation was canceled. I asked her why the visitation was canceled. She did not want to give me a reason, and the social worker hung up at 1:18 p.m. Make sure you have timeline for everything that you do. You guys need to get a book, and you need to literally make that book only for your CPS case. In that book, you're going to write the social worker's full name, her title, her address for work, and the department she's in. The date, the time she called, and the time that the social worker ended the call. And you are going to write how the call was ended. You need to do your own journal. Don't just depend on their journal that they have to keep. You have to keep your own journal, because cross examination is going to be based on what they have and what you have and what the truth is, right? So make sure that you write everything down. It's very important. Even if they come to your home and they leave a business card, social worker, name, title, address, came to the home on April 27th at time unknown, because you're walking in the house, you don't know what time she came home. She dropped this card in. So you just write down the date and the time you arrived and that you saw a card and what the name on the card is and everything, and put it down in your journal. That's how your notes should be. Every little thing that happens should be in that folder, in that notebook. Okay. And believe me, if you have a good trial attorney, they know what to do with this information. And also in doing the visitation, please, when you have a visit with your children, do not address the social worker in your visits. Do not talk to the social worker, for God's sakes, in your visits. Even if the social worker says
No, pay
you're
attention to your kid.
you're talking too much to your child, you're not supposed to talk to your child about this, you're not supposed to answer your child's question. Don't turn around and say, what do you mean? I'm worried about my child. Blah blah blah. Don't. All you have to do is write down exactly what happened. My son asked me, Mommy, when I'm going to come home. And then I told my son, baby, Daddy and I are working on getting you back home. But the social worker stopped my conversation, my answer to my son, and told me that was inappropriate at 1:20 p.m., April 28th, 2023. And what time your visitation started, what your child was wearing, if there's any obvious bruises on your child, what kind of bruises your child had on his body, um, everything, like literally everything. If your child sneezed, write down, my child sneezed at 1:21 p.m. I took a napkin out of my bag and I wiped my child's nose. My child was wearing a blue shirt and gray pants, and his tennis shoes was blue, and it was torn from the side, and shoelace was missing a shoelace, something like that. Like whatever
Mhm.
you experience, whatever you observe on that child that day. And what did you bring the child? I brought him juice. I brought him. I made home meal pasta, meatball pasta. I made his favorite dish, garlic chicken. My child ate. He was happy to see me, and he was eating so much, and I got him dessert. I made this, I got him this. Write everything down, like you're literally writing a story.
Mhm.
Okay. That is very helpful for you and for your case. So please, please, please do that, and don't feel discouraged, and please don't say that you're tired, you're not sleeping. I hear a lot of excuses like that. I tell people what they need to do on the phone, literally. And the first thing that comes out of their mouth when they call me back, I forgot to do that, Miss G. I was tired. I didn't sleep all night. The social worker is making my life hell. Almost lost my job. I am working too much, and I'm trying to do with a drug. It doesn't matter. You need to
Shut your
suck it
mouth.
up, and you need to to literally put on your armor jacket, and you need to freaking fight. When I say fight, don't I'm not talking about physically fight. I'm talking about be smart and do what you need to do. How are you going to come out of the nightmare when you don't do your job as a parent? Because you're not going to have somebody with you every time you have a visitation to write the notes for you. So be
Mhm.
smart. Be smart and do it.
I mean, even if you can get a recorder, record the things. But the more you can do to protect yourself with this stuff, the better off you are. I mean, everything that you can possibly come up with that you can do, that allow you to do, they're going to fight you on the video and stuff. They're going to say you can't do it, and they're going to say this. Well, look at your local laws and check it out. In most cases, you are allowed to record your child while you're visiting with them. You might not be able to record the caseworker directly, but the audio in the room. So make sure you check with your policies and everything. But do everything that you can do to cross your T's and dot your I's. Because believe me, these people are going to come at you with more rage and more fire than you've ever seen in your life. You're going to walk in that courtroom saying, "Hey, I did what I was supposed to. I was a great parent. I'm the best." And they're going to say, "TPR." And you're going to say, "Why didn't I listen?" Because you didn't write down in a notebook that you called these people and they were lying on the stand, but you couldn't prove it. You couldn't prove that these people, did you miss that phone call or did you not? Because you didn't want to take 30 seconds and write down a little expert that said, "Phone call for my daughter." Because you didn't want to take 30 seconds to say, "No, I went to this visit that day. They were late, not me." These things are very, very important. And then when you come to that trial date, you get one shot in there, people. You get one shot. And it's the best person that wins. And I don't mean that the best in their heart. I mean the best people that are prepared that day. You're not prepared. You think this is a walk in the park. You think this is a joke. Well, you're fucked in the head because you got another thing coming. You will lose time. And losing your child is that's like the death penalty. That might as well be put to death in the criminal, like in the criminal world, like the equivalent of a TPR is getting put to death, if you committed a crime. And that's the way I see it. Like there's no more of an ultimate penalty than you can be than to not only be able to not see your kid anymore, but to be stripped of your rights of a child. Like you people need to think of it and look at it that way. If you don't, then cool. End this process sooner so that your kids can get adopted by a good family. But if you're going to try and fight and you want your children, be prepared that you are going to war. This is not jungle gym playtime. This is not this. They're not your friends. Their job is to steal your child. Front and foremost, they're trying to take your kid. Be aware of that. When we say shut your mouth, we mean it. Shut up. Don't talk to them. Don't tell them that you went out this weekend with drinks with the girls because you know what? They're like, "Oh my God, it's so funny. I did that too." Click right against you. You're an idiot. You're stupid. Shut your mouth. Tell them nothing. Don't talk to them without your lawyer present. Make
Jamie,
sure your communications are in emails. It's
okay,
crazy.
Darren, thank you for that. Jamie wrote that um
It's not allowed no phones, pics, or nothing on video. Who
right, and
says that?
hold on, just hold on. And then she also said, they said that I can get my memories when they come home. That's BS. And
Yeah,
then she told them that I want memories now that I won't ever get back, which I agree.
right.
I have all that documentation, and I am not allowed to show it or prove it. I started reading off of my documentation that I wrote, and they considered me not a credible witness. And my lawyer never said that I couldn't bring my notice on the stand. I guess they stated I was reading off of a
Yeah.
script. I showed the judge that it was mine and my handwriting. Wow. Um,
So
the,
who told her that?
I'm
I would
gonna
like to know that.
obviously the social worker. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a court order that you're not supposed to bring your phone and take video of your child playing or pictures of your child within your visitation time, uh, Jamie. But I know this for a fact from Mr. Davis is that the only time they don't take pictures, they don't allow you to take pictures if you were in prison for sexually molesting a child. But I doubt that was your case. I doubt it very hard. Um, but believe it or not, they allow sex offenders to visit their children. Isn't that sad? And they allow sex offenders to take custody of their children from their mom. Very, very sad. Jamie said it's not a normal visit. It's not a standard supervised visit. Okay, wait, what? And she's paid a dependency attorney, and I wasn't allowed to have a permanency court worksheet either. I was just told today CPS is mad that my lawyer gave that to me. It's with it's with visit coaching. They brought my daughter to see her dad in jail.
Holy smokes!
What? Jamie, can you come on the show right now? I don't know if you have a internet. I don't know if you have high speed internet or whatever. But
Come
can I
on down.
email you? Just wait, Darren. Can I email you a link and you can come on the show right now? And she's only 3 years old. Okay, Jamie, I need to know more about this. So can you come on the show right now? Okay, then why don't you go ahead and send me your email address? Um, I was on the show with Davis and okay, then I will tell Grace. Grace, can you send Jamie Clark a link to the show, please? Okay, then I'll just wait for you. Okay. Okay, I don't know what you mean. Why us? That a problem? I'm not sure what that means, love. Maybe you can write it again so I can understand what I'm reading here. Okay, so we're gonna wait for Jamie to come on the link so I can ask her a little bit more about her case. It seems kind of weird. It's a different link, Jamie. It's not gonna be the same link, honey. I'm not. I am a different show, so it's gonna be a different link. Okay, Darren, what were you saying? Her here comment. Her
I don't remember. I'm trying to fix the
being
camera.
taken to jail to their father.
Well, what I was saying was that what I was saying is that all of these policies are available in your state, in your books of the policies and, all the things that the CPS follows. Most of them have a health and human services guide, and they will tell you, section T1075 or whatever that, the video policies and things like that. So definitely make sure you check those things out for both sides of this. If you want your memories with your kids and they say you can have it, then take them. Don't let them push you around that way, but also don't push them around by breaking the laws. You need to show, even though they don't show respect for you, you have to show respect for the system itself, and abide by the rules and the laws, because that just makes you look like a rogue crazy person. If you're not going to at least be advised that they are policies and things that you are supposed to follow. Um so that doesn't help the cause any when you're trying to act out like that and be foolish and trying to stand up for something that clearly is wrong. So that doesn't help any of us at all.
I
I think
agree.
the best thing for all of us to do is just act in a good manner. Be angry, be upset, but don't be stupid. Don't be vicious. Don't be trying to call out names. Like, use your words eloquently. Speak, freely, but speak clearly. Speak with authorities. Don't be badgering. Don't use name calling. Don't use any of that stuff. You show them that you're a worthy human being. Then there's I don't remember who said it, but the pen's mightier than the sword is definitely a great saying that, it does go far and a long way. I know that. Hey, so for a current event, I'm coming back on. This is what I was trying to find. Do you hear Joe Biden's daughter put out her diary, I guess, or something? And in it, she says that Joe Biden was very much aggressively touching her while she was a child. This is the breaking news right now.
Yes, and she also didn't she was scared to take showers when she was home because he would sneak on her when she was taking showers.
Right. So this is the stuff we talked about in that show. Like, people don't believe that this is the reality of this. This is how serious this issue is. and this goes to the top. This will be the crumble for him right now, and this is what Donald Trump was trying to expose back then when he was trying to go after Jeffrey Epstein and all of those people, the Clintons, and all of them, going out to the Epstein Island and what was going on out there. People can laugh and say that it was fake all they want, and they could say that it was a conspiracy and everything. It was not. There was multiple islands that they were attended, and all the big time people went, and it was a pedophile island, and that's a fact. And people need to start realizing that this is what we're up against. This is a government agency that, I mean, how do you defend yourself if you're caught up in this because, of unwarranted things that have happened to you? This is how high you got to go. I mean, the president of the United States, you will see, is involved in this one way or the other. You're going to start to see now when his own daughter is coming out and writing memoirs or putting things in her diary about this. It's only a matter of time before a Secret Service guy comes out, or it's a matter of time before someone else comes out. And if it's as high as the president of the United States, how much bigger does it get? This tells you this is a long time problem, a big, big problem, and it's bigger than any of us could even fathom. That's why it's so important that there's got to be an army of us together, because you can't beat the leader of a free nation, the most powerful man in the world, who's possibly involved in these things. You can't beat him by yourself. We are the people of the United States, and we need to get together and be that way. And that's why I had said earlier about the groups. Like, yes, there's going to be some shams in them, and that's unfortunate that they're wasting time for such a good cause. And shame on them for trying to waste time of good people, that most of these people have been wounded. It's almost like a wounded warriors, I guess, if you will, because the people that are involved in this movement are all the people that have been scarred by this corporation that has come out and swooped our kids up. Like that's just the thing. Like, these are all damaged people all the way around, between the children, the families, the friends, everything. Like, these people have lived a nightmare since the day that any of this started for the majority of these people. Now, the thing is everybody's like, what about the bad people? What about the ones that can't get the kids? They don't deserve it. Well, let me tell you something. The people that don't deserve their kids, they gave up a long time ago. They're not doing these talk shows. They're not doing, they're not trying to spend 24 hours, 7 days a week on air, doing TikTok, doing all of this stuff, trying to expose what's going on. Those people are long gone. The second that they got the freedom from their children, which was the day that CPS took them, they stopped their fight. So don't worry if you're worried about supporting this movement and you're worried that you're going to get someone
Hold
that's
on, hold on. Grace, she already texted me her email address, and I texted it to you, Grace. Send her a link, please. All right, go ahead, Darren.
Yeah, so don't be worried if you think that you're going to support this and you're going to end up, some guy that beat his kid, 24 times before they took him. He's gone. Those people are gone. They're not in it this long. And if they are, they'll get weeded out too. So don't worry about that. So, if those are the things that have made you not want to be a part or support this movement, by getting involved one way or the other, whether it's a local group that you have around, whether it's watching the show, whether it's contacting people, whether it's spreading education, whether it's donating to something that you've researched and made sure it was good, any of those things, like the people that you're being concerned about are no longer. Guarantee you that. Always do your research though. Make sure, because like Miss G says, there are people that are out there just try to take advantage of this. Whether there's some douche that puts a GoFundMe up and says that his kids were taken, or if they're actual CPS workers trying to infiltrate, your cause, or a cause, or they are the cause, and then they label it and they're just trying to spy on you. Like, so, grow the eyes, grow the watchful eyes, but don't expect everybody out there is the devil against you. But be wary, beware of the wolves in sheep's clothes, or the sheep in wolves' clothes, whatever one I mean it to be the
Okay,
right
wait,
way.
hold on. I need to know what this young lady meant by that is not true. Baby, can you tell me what? I really don't understand these messages. I have to disagree with how he is wording this. Okay, baby, tell me how you would word it. How you would word it. Okay, the link was sent to you, honey. Jamie, the link was sent to you. She's gonna word it right now. Oh, here she is. Jamie, the link. Hey,
Hey,
Hey.
how are you?
good. I'm alright. Just a little kind of stressed coming back from a meeting from like 20 people at CYS, or should I say CPS? It's CYS where I live in PA, where Dr.
Okay.
Fowler is.
Okay, so yeah, where Dr. Fowler is.
I'm in the Pocono Mountains in the
I'm
middle of the
sure
woods.
Dr. Fowler is going to be able to ask you questions too. But right now, when you were talking about taking your child to visit the dad in jail, what did you mean by that?
My daughter to the jail. Oh, the
What
host
did
is.
the father do? What did the father do?
He tried to kill me. My kids were taken because I couldn't ensure their safety, aka failure to protect. The worst thing I did was reach out for help. That was my worst mistake. If I knew then what I know now, it would have been a different story. So, but no, they love him, and he's going to be the resource home, and they're waiting on him to be the response when he's been in jail for the whole case. He's only been out for 3 days throughout the whole case, and they're giving him more than me. I had full compliance, substantial progress. Now all of a sudden he's out of jail. Now I got less of a rating in the court than he does when the judge said it on record that I had full compliance and substantial progress. I have one daughter back, but not my second, not my little one, my 3-year-old. I can't hear you. I can't hear.
Sorry. So basically, they see that you're fit for one child and not the other child. So what? Because they think you're a bad mom for one child and not the other
I
one?
don't understand that because they already deemed me fit. I already got full physical custody of my daughter back.
What did the father do?
He didn't do anything. There was no incident that happened. They basically set me up on an old allegation from past that I thought that my daughter was scared of my ex. That's it.
Okay, and the ex is not
From
the
his
one.
mouth,
The
because my
ex is the
daughter's
one in jail,
autistic.
right? Is that the one in jail?
Yes.
The ex? Okay, so
He's
let me ask you this: when you called, you said a long time ago. What year was this?
From what? The domestic violence when it started? 2019, before 2019, before when I was pregnant with my 3-year-old.
Right. So basically, they came. When did they start attacking you over that incident?
They had throughout all the years, but I got them all thrown out. They were all unfounded. They never did anything about the domestic violence, and there was worse off allegations then than this current one. They only came because I couldn't ensure their safety. They came one night on December 28th last year and said that they came about because my daughter was scared. I said, it's not nothing new. You guys know that. You're scared of him. I'm scared of him. He's scared of himself. Like, it's not nothing new. You guys said there was no basis to keep a case open, so you didn't have no basis, so you closed it. It was unfounded. But now all of a sudden you come the next day after a voluntary thing for a victim's program or whatever. They said, we do this, you can sign this program or whatever, we'll get rid of him. Anything to get rid of him. I didn't care, whatever, just to get him out of my life. So then next thing you know, I got sick with COVID. And then all of a sudden I was supposed to do this intake at 8:00 at night, 2 hours outside with a 2-year-old at the time, freezing cold. I said, no, I'm going to bring my kids upstairs. I was expecting a lady to go park and come upstairs. My ex yelled at her and told her to get off the property. You don't be here. It's not his place to say anything. He didn't live here. He was just coming because I had custody agreement, which here in PA, CYS has nothing to do with custody. So they'll say that's a custody matter. We don't have nothing to do with that.
Wow.
So, yeah, so I had to agree to that because then he would put me in contempt of court if I didn't follow the custody agreement. And I had a PFA, which is a protection from abuse or a order of protection or whatever. I had that, but there were stipulations in there that he could contact me because I had to bring the baby to him and drop her off and then pick her up, as long as it had to do with the baby, nothing else. So he would always use that as an excuse to do what he did. But there was no incident occurred. My kids weren't in imminent danger, nothing. My kids were dead sleeping when they came the next morning after this lady peeled off when all he did was refuse her. I didn't refuse the services. There wasn't even court ordered. It was a voluntary thing for a program that was supposed to help me for being a victim. And then all of a sudden took my kids just like that. And I've been fighting, and I haven't missed no visits. I haven't missed no appointments. I did all the recommendations. I did everything. And then they're just mad now because they're fighting back at me now because I went to all their evaluations, and they try to state like I had a 45 IQ. I had all these disabilities. And when I went and paid for one, they got all ruled out, and they didn't like that. And they didn't like the fact that I hired and got a expert witness to testify, now they don't even want to enter their evaluation. And they said, oh, wait, we might accept the evaluation, but they're not going to accept the testimony because CYS already knows that the judge isn't going to look at that at the evaluation. Yeah, they'll enter it in, but it's not going to get to the judge. But if that lady goes up and testifies, the judge will hear it. You understand? They don't want that. So now when I went to this last court date, it's supposed to be a hearing. Everybody's supposed to testify. I didn't even have to subpoena anybody. So they didn't even know that all my people were coming. I paid them, so I knew they were going to show up. So when they were introducing everybody in court, they're like, well, we don't know who that guy is.
Oh my God.
And then they went over his credentials and everything and his whatever, and the judge entered him in, but then they were like, oh no, we're going to come back for a review. In 3 months, made me do this emergency response program for 6 days a week, every single day after I'm already doing all these victims program, victims therapy, CBT therapy, individual counseling, family counseling, to the point where I lost my job now because this 6 day a week program. Oh, well, you can tell your job you can come in 3 hours late. No, my job says I got to be there at 5. I got to be there at 5 or I don't have a job.
Oh my God.
So now they're doing this. Now it's the 15-month mark here in PA. They can adopt your kids out at 15 months. Okay? 15 months. Now they adjourned it for a review period for 3 more months so I can do this program every single day for 6 days a week for 3 months so I can complete their parental deficits that I don't know, that they won't even tell me what these deficits are.
But wait a minute, the child that they returned to you, how old is that child?
She's 17 now. She's autistic. Yep.
So,
but I didn't have to go to court to get her back because they did something. They almost killed my daughter. They went behind my back. The foster lady didn't tell the department they were bringing her to the doctors. They wrote in an email that, oh, I'm sorry for the little mishap. The doctor misread the charts and thought she had it last year, so just went ahead and gave it to her anyway. Oh, it wouldn't be a little mishap if my daughter died, though. Well, now would it?
What?
And then they said in the same email, oh, and by the way, the return home plan started and she'll be returned home on March 6th. I said, what return home plan? I didn't even know there was a return home plan. Last I knew it was undetermined and I was still fighting and it was reunification. And I had a court date coming up. I got her back before my court date. And they made me do like a step down plan. Like it was like a couple of nights. I would have supervised visits for a couple hours at my house. Then it would turn into overnights and then weekends. And then she came home on March 6th.
Wow.
But why they both got taken for the same reason? Why weren't they returned for the same reason or at the same time? Like, it don't make no sense. And they're both autistic. My little one's nonverbal. My 3-year-old. And they keep saying to my kid that I lied to her whole life. She's not autistic. They keep trying to use that and say their main concern was I overly parent. But now with this new recommendation from this new emergency response program that they put me in, their goals and their whatever said that I have to be more attentive.
Jamie, I need you to listen, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Can you repeat again? You said it's now 15 months.
Mm-hmm.
What was it before in Pennsylvania? You said that now it's 15 months to adoption? Like
no, they have like after 15 months they can adopt your kid out. 15 months they can.
15 months? Has it always been 15 months in Pennsylvania?
No, it's 15. There's stipulations or exceptions. Like right now, they pushed it to 18 months, but not more than 22 in places.
Dr. Fowler, did you know that?
The time varies based on the age of the child.
And the situation, I guess.
Right, in Pennsylvania, for example, no one ever follows the rules anywhere or follows the law. But the law stipulates in the case of infants under a year old that the goals from reunification are supposed to be decided after 5 months. But they let these cases drag on forever until the money's dry, until the stream of funding changes. So she's right. Then they have a 15-month cycle that's supposed to be for older children before the decision that is made to, the decision would be long-term foster care or continued, which happens in some cases, as far as I know, with family members sometimes. I know a case where a family member took a set of twins and they kept the case open for 2 years until there was reunification with the mother. Well, 2 years is way outside of the normal guidepost to make a decision. Or then, of course, there can be changing the goals from reunification to separation to either adoption or some other level of separation. So it almost doesn't matter to know the time frame. I've never heard of a single case where anyone honored the law.
No. And but see, the thing that bothers me is that this happens to a lot of mom. I'm gonna mute you because I think it echoes on your end, Jamie. So I'm gonna mute you. Okay. Um, what bothers me is that a lot of parents that I literally have gone to with Mr. Davis on court hearings for, where the mother gets 3 children back, example, and the 2-year-old is getting adopted. It doesn't make sense to me. Same thing with Jamie. She gets 1 child back. She's still a minor. If that child was in danger for 17 years, don't you think that child would have died? That's what I don't understand. The
But
child
it's
would have died.
the ultimate goal is the destruction of the family, one child at a time. So there is no priority to reunify the children with their sibling group and their family. The goal is to keep them separated and in a state of torment. Otherwise, nobody with a wit of intelligence could say that Jamie could have one of her children back and not the other. She's the same parent for both children.
Exactly. But it makes sense. It doesn't make sense. Do you guys remember when Attorney Jennifer Ani was on my show and she mentioned that it depends on the age of the child. So if the child is under a certain age, the child is adoptable because the adoptive family, foster family, don't want to adopt an older child, obviously. So they want to adopt a young child where they can manipulate and coerce to forget their parent, to forget that mommy that held him and breastfed him and loved him and cared for him and everything, you know? That's what they do. But the 17-year-old understands who mom is, understands where mom is, so they don't want to bother with her because she's going to age out soon. Take her back. We have no use for her. But we can use this one because that's where the money's going to come in. The adoption money incentives is going to come in, and let's take her. So to me,
My issue is because in my county, listen to this, you're gonna laugh.
well,
This month is foster care month in my county, or for the
mhm,
courthouse or whatever. There's only 20 kids in foster care in my area, whole area, surrounding area, maybe 150 miles, whatever.
mhm.
And 2 of those are my kids. So that's why they need that financial security. They're losing it, and they don't have that many cases. So they need all these programs, need the kids, and need more kids. And they're saying to me now with my daughter, my 17-year-old, they were trying to put her in independent living because instead of aging out, they're trying to get her to go to independent living. And I fought that. She's like, no, I'm not going that. So she's in the program, but she's not fully in it, like there, living there full time. And they said the only reason why I didn't get my little one back is I have to form a relationship with my 17-year-old who already knows I'm mom and knows me for my whole life. I've been a single mother my whole life with her. I raised her, no support, no nothing. I'm not a drug addict. I don't do drugs, never pee dirty. That's never been a concern. My house is clean. They don't have concern for my house.
Wow,
They try
wow.
to pull this disability on me and turn around and tell my kid, oh, my daughter came home the other day, said, Mom, I don't have an ID diagnosis no more. You got it now. Ha ha ha. Now, come on, they could have gave me some credit. I don't have a 45 IQ. Like 60 is Down syndrome. Come on, now, be real. Like,
But don't you have records from the hospital? I mean, from a
yes,
doctor?
she's been now, mind you, they've been collecting her Social Security check for the last 13 months. She's been on Social Security since she's been 2 years.
Oh, okay. That
She's
makes
had,
sense.
yes,
Mhm.
she's had, and I have to pay child support too. I had to pay
Yeah, that,
$250 every whatever.
that's in every state, Jamie. That's in every state. You
It's
pay child
ridiculous.
support for your child to be
Yeah.
taken by the state.
And then when I visit her, I got to pay to visit her too and care for her there and do everything like that too. Like, so it's like,
But the thing about it is, you mentioned something about the Social Security. So the foster parents is getting that money.
no, CYS is.
Oh,
Because
CYS.
they still got her check. I'm fighting the last 2 months that she's been home. They received her April check now. And Social Security said, oh, they didn't send it back. Well, I was just at the meeting just about a couple hours ago, and they said, oh, we sent it back to them. Because I said, Social Security said, I can sign a receipt to you, and you can release that money to me that I've been waiting for the last 2 months, that you guys been collecting it all the last 13 months. The foster ladies or the resource home doesn't get it. They get
Yep.
money from the budget for whatever, however they get paid every month other
Sasha
ways.
said the same thing. Sasha, I always kill your name. I swear. I don't know
And
how to
also she's had an IEP, she's been in early intervention, she's been into everything, early head start, she's had an IEP, she's been in special ed, she's
But
had
did you
Social
see that?
Security.
Listen. One of the viewers, I love this girl. She said they are keeping a case open on her teen because she is on disability. That's why the case is still open on your teen.
But they're trying to prove in records, they keep saying, everybody, that I'm a liar, that I'm using it as an excuse for a reason why my daughter can't do something, that I do it for her, so I overly parent. That was the main concern. But now they switched it since my ex got out of jail. Now I got to be more attentive. So what is it? I got to back up and let her be independent. But when I let her be independent, you tell me that she's dirty or this or that, which is a lie. But then now you're telling me I got to be more attentive. So what is it? Am I doing too much? Am I not doing enough? I don't know.
You're not doing okay. The way you're talking right now, honestly, this is not her personality, guys. This is just she's frustrated. When mothers are frustrated,
No, I have ADD too. That's my main.
and that adds to it as well.
You don't have to apologize
Don't even
for being
apologize.
upset
No.
when your child has been abducted. There's no political correctness. There's no words that you have to use to cry out in your pain and agony for the release of your children from abduction.
Yeah.
But you're
Don't
not
ever
allowed.
let anybody tell you that you cannot wail and you cannot cry out.
No, you're not here in this county. You're not allowed to get upset.
But wait, both of you, in court, in front of a CPS worker, if you show emotions, and then if you speak really fast, they say she's on drugs.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's not important.
I'm telling you the truth. I'm educating people.
You're not allowed to get upset. If you get upset or you get mad, you're unstable. But if you don't get upset and you don't get mad or you don't cry, you don't care. So, like, what do I do? Or I'm argumentative or fight or flight, or you're being this, and I have to tell them every time.
There was a court hearing. There was a court hearing that Davis went to, and the social worker said, "Oh no, the judge, that stupid judge said to the mom, why didn't you ask about your daughters? Why didn't you call the father and ask about your daughters who has, the abuser who has the children?" And the mother said it on the stand, because the social worker advised me not to communicate with the father, to only communicate with the social worker only communicate through the social worker with the father. And did you know what the judge told the mother? Well, that only shows me that you don't care about your children.
Mm-hmm.
To co-parent.
That's a true story. I'm telling you guys right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they screw you. Because if damned if you don't and damned if you do, let you follow the instructions of the social worker. You guys better demand that shit in writing. You never ever take verbal communication as word, solid word from the social worker. You get it in via text or via email.
Yeah.
Do not ever let the social worker tell you want to communicate about your kids, you have to go through me. Because on the stand, you're going to be held accountable for not
Mhm.
calling that stupid idiot the abusive father to see how your kids are doing because you were held literally captive from doing so. Because when you did try, the father complained to his little bitch social worker, okay? And that little bitch went to you and said, "Hey, don't communicate with daddy. You got to communicate with the bitch.
Sorry, I love you, Miss G. I gotta say that.
Daddy."
You're correct. You're 100%
In
right because I've seen it and I've witnessed it and I've experienced it myself. Hold on, I gotta
Yep.
turn my.
your
You know what
case,
I mean?
so in your case,
Go ahead, Miss Dr. Fowler.
I'm just going to ask her. In her case, they
Yeah,
are
yeah.
giving the
I know, but I
father
have any
a
questions?
parenting.
Let us know, honey. Go ahead, Dr. Fowler.
In your case, are you saying that the father, who is a returning citizen as of the past few days, is being considered as a resource? In other words,
They're waiting for his decision and they're waiting for him to make that decision and he better follow through on that decision too. But they never once mentioned that I've been asking this whole time to be the resource home. When before this happened, I had primary physical custody. He only had visitation. Now they're
well,
trying to flop it.
are you and him able to communicate?
Oh no, I'm not. I don't. They tell me I'm not allowed to. Like Miss G said, I have to go through them.
Hmm. But
And
You
then
need
then
the
to
if I
father,
don't,
communicate.
then I
You,
don't
you,
co-parent, and I'm not correctly. Because it says in the court documents that we both will follow whatever. You know what I'm saying? We have to work together.
you
But
do.
oh
then,
my God.
then the social worker tells you you can't contact this one. You can't. How would you make the
Yep,
solution? What would you do? Oh, you have to contact
Mhm.
the supervisor or the
yep.
No,
caseworker.
no, well, first of all, no social worker has the right to ever tell you whom you can communicate with for the benefit of your children. Don't ever listen to that. It is every every word from Miss G's mouth about their untrustworthiness and their lies to dispatch separation is true. So you have to be the arbiter of when and how you communicate with your children's father. And if you feel that you can, then so you must for the benefit of the children. And what's going to irk them most of all is when you two get together, if you can strike a humane and rational agreement together, that's what I strongly recommend that you have to do. If there's any way that you can
He
communicate,
tried to kill me, Miss Fowler. He literally killed me. He strangled me to the point where I literally peed on myself and I lost oxygen to my brain. And like, yeah,
I'm
And
sorry.
that's the wait, I'm confused. So that's the dad they're taking the child to jail to visit?
yes.
I'm sorry.
And he
I'm
looked like
really sorry.
Charles Manson. Like I would have been traumatized. I was traumatized when I saw a picture of what he looked like. I didn't even know it was him. So I could
Okay,
only imagine how my 3-year-old felt when she went there.
okay. Let me make this very clear to everyone. I'm gonna mute you, Jamie, okay? So Jamie, wow. The father of the child attacked the mother, Jamie, and almost died from the attack. He's in prison or jail, whatever. And of course, in jail, when you're an abuser, they take care of you very well. They take very good care of you. I'm being sarcastic. You get beaten a lot, basically. And literally, when she saw his picture, she couldn't recognize him. But they're taking the 3-year-old to jail to visit the abuser. Do you guys remember when I told you that they favor the abuser? I literally tell you guys this every show. Even Mr. Davis, last show we did together, he said, I didn't understand Miss G until a lot of women are coming out saying the same thing. That custody goes to the abuser. Custody goes to the dad. Who's the abuser? He's in jail. Comes out of jail. He takes the child just to abuse the child more. But CPS is okay with that How many stories have you guys heard in the media where CPS neglected children being abused by the boyfriend or the boyfriend and the mother, and there were so 11 reports made against them, and the CPS worker will say, I win, but it was unfounded. It was so unfounded. But if it was so unfounded, you depleted idiot worker, how can the police go in there? There's feces everywhere. There's urine everywhere. The house smells like shit that the cops cannot even go in there without a oxygen mask. So you mean to tell me, you lying sack of shit, piece of shit worker in LA County, that you went there and you checked and it was unfounded, but then you leave that home, that child dies a few days later in the hand of the boyfriend, and then you go to another home who is clean, mother took care of the children, there is no abuse, there is no neglect, there is no lack of food in the house, there is transportation, children are doing their homework, children are A students, children are not, they're literally good kids. But then you focus on that and you say to the courts that it was founded. You pieces of shit. I hate you so much that I found myself praying for you and asking God to forgive me for hating you. Because hate is so bad, but I hate what you do. I hate your actions. I might not hate you because you're possessed by demons. So we're not fighting against flesh and blood. You're so blessed and lucky that people like me fear God in a healthy way, that you're still around, because we pray for our enemies. We pray for you. Then you go around and steal innocent parents' children, like Darren, like Dr. Fowler, like Jamie, like Gigi, like everyone, like Corey, like everyone I talk to. And then you focus on those kids and not the ones who are being killed and shot and being literally beaten to death. And then you say it's unfounded. I have a problem with that. So when I say I hate them, I hate the demon in them. I hate their demonic actions. I hate they're malicious. They're malicious. They're malicious. You're lucky that I'm not a judge. I swear if I was a judge, oh my God. Oh my God. If I was a judge, you will be eliminated. You guys think, social workers, that because, see, when you deal with God's children, you have another thing coming to you. It might not be on earth, but it will be when God remembers you, because we all have a time to go. The only thing you're taking with you, social workers, you're taking on judges and district attorneys and court appointed attorneys. That's all of you. You're taking your deeds, what you've done on earth. And what you've done on earth is evil, demonic. Because if you are a good human being and you literally want to protect the abused children, you would never touch a child who's never been abused and remove them from the parents or remove them from the mother. And all you guys care about is separating the husband and wife, but you never, ever, ever, ever care about the abuser himself. You literally give more credit to the abuser. And you put the children in foster homes that has sex offenders visiting, that has criminal record against them. And then your dumbass will come back and say, with your stupid, dumb, little peeny brain, and say, well, we didn't know. We did our own, and we didn't know. Well, we moved the baby now to a different home. Well, that different home, you assholes, still has issues, because that's where the child is getting more abuse, in that home. You idiots. See, you guys are stupid. So stupid. I
I
don't know.
needed that laugh.
I'm telling you, it's the truth. How did they even graduate high school? You must have just got by.
They don't even have a associate's degree in early childhood development, maybe.
Exactly. See,
But I got the 45 IQ.
there you go. But then this little 20-year-old is gonna go to the mom and say,
She's my social worker. She's 22.
exactly. Well, I don't think you're a good parent, baby. You haven't even changed your diaper yet.
She couldn't even put a car
22
seat in the
years old,
car.
you don't know what the hell parenting is at 22. Because when you were out ditching class and having sex with boys, right, or drinking alcohol and doing drugs, telling your mommy and daddy off, right?
Yep.
You don't know what parenting is.
No. I asked her, "You got kids?" She said, "I got a dog."
Yeah, that's right. It's so sad. To me, it's so sad. They're so dumb. I mean, what is the definition of stupid? It's what? Knowing the truth, knowing of the truth, hearing the truth, and you still believe the lies. So
It's sad,
you
but
are
true.
stupid. You are stupid. You're stupid. Social workers are stupid. District attorneys are stupid. Judges are stupid. In juvenile dependency courts, you're all stupid. And court appointed attorneys are stupid. Let me explain it to you real quick. If a human being with a badge and a title sees abuse as non-abuse and sees non-abused children as abused, then this is not a normal human being. This is a possessed human being by demons. Because a demon cannot roam earth without a body to nest in it. So demons uses people, they seek whomever they want to devour. So with that being said, only the wrong will be right and the right will be wrong to a demon. Remember that. Common sense is not taught in college or middle school or high school or elementary. Common sense is a gift from God. I don't care if you don't believe in God or not, I do. But common sense is a gift from God. If you don't have it, then you will never get it unless you pray for it. But these people don't operate on common sense. These people want to hurt kids who are not abused. They want to literally destroy them. Who wants to destroy kids who are not abused? Demons. Demons are the ones that want to destroy kids who are not abused. Demons. Okay? Remember that. I'm telling you right now, you guys better write everything down. Guys better write everything down. When I talk about everything, I'm talking about, like I said earlier, the color of clothes they're wearing in the visitation, what the social worker said, her name and title. I'm telling you right now, you better be smarter. Be smarter, because that's the only way you're going to get them back. I'm telling you right now, be smarter. Okay? What? What is that? I can't hear you.
It was a picture of my baby, but it's not going to show up. I try to
I'm not
see
going to show
it.
you. The light, the light. Darren, do you want to ask Jamie anything?
Oh yes, of course I do. Of course. Like what? So when all of this began, what was started? How did they end up out of your control? Like what made them take them from you?
I reached out. Well, it started all back when I was pregnant. I tried to get away from my ex because he was abusive. He was living with me in my home. I left my home behind and went to a domestic violence shelter. When I went to the domestic violence shelter, they started involved, obviously, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I was there throughout my pregnancy. They were there the day I gave birth, blah, blah, blah. They tried to take my kid for the whole first year and a half, 2 years. I fought it. They were only going to try to take her at that time and not my older daughter. But I got that thrown out. Everything was unfounded for way worse allegations than this current one, why they got taken. Then it was the same thing always, that my older daughter, is scared of my ex. Just because she's autistic and she doesn't like you can be talking like this because I'm from New York. You talk like this, and that's arguing or loud or fighting to my daughter.
Right.
So she didn't like him, and he was very verbal, like abusive to me, never to my kids or anything, just to me. and she didn't like the loud noise, so she reported it, I guess, in school. And the school called CPS. That's how it all started in the beginning. But it didn't matter. They just bothered me throughout the 2 years. Every time they closed the case. And then one time they came back last year, December 28th, when after I left the domestic violence shelter, moved into my own apartment, was living here. My daughter was here for a year. My daughter turned 2. They came December 28th. She was born on December 19th. They came December 28th and said that they had an allegation about my daughter being scared. I'm like, okay, that's not nothing new. This has been going on for years.
About your daughter being scared.
Yeah, my daughter's scared of my ex. So
About your daughter being scared. Nothing that they can prove, nothing that they show any signs of, no, just a simple hearsay. Your daughter's scared. Your daughter's scared of.
I said, but you guys are scared of him. I'm scared of him. There's been several reports. All my service, you guys would never got these several reported reports of domestic violence if it wasn't for me. I'm the one who made the reports. I'm the one who
you, at that point, had already taken the steps to get yourself away from this person.
Yeah, I left my own house and left them in my own house and left all my stuff behind and took my pregnant self with my daughter at the time. She was 14 or 14, I think, and went to the domestic violence shelter, was there for 8 months, did everything that they wanted, got the case closed, everything like that. It was never drug related, nothing like that, never peed dirty. My house is always clean. My kids are always clean. They're just trying to use a disability now, I guess. But they set me up because of him, I'm assuming, because now he's getting away with everything. He was supposed to face 15 to 33 years. He did 3 months out of the last 15 months in jail. But the reason why he's been in jail for the last 15 months, because every time after the 3 months, I violated him. And now he's maxed out, so now I can't even violate him, so he can do whatever he wants now.
Literally getting away with murder.
Wait a minute. Christina said maybe your older daughter was secretly abused by your ex.
Oh no, that happened when I was in the hospital, and she reported that, and it's reported that they bum rushed her all the same day, scared her, and they said maybe 10 years from now she'll come out and say something, so it was unfounded.
Do you see that, Christina? So yeah, the mother did do everything possible.
They interviewed her like 10 times, the state police, they put her, and I said, why are you going to give her this exam with cameras and videotapes and put her in the stirrups and everything? She's petrified. I could hear her screaming. They wouldn't even let me get in the building.
And also, Christina, I want to also elaborate on this part of your question. A lot of people always question the mother's ability and the mother, all that. So I want to ask you guys this. How come the mothers who abuse their children keep their children? And how come the father who abused their children get their custody of the children? Ask yourselves
they don't want
that.
The damaged
and
goods.
how
they
is
can't
that
make
the
money.
mother? Right, exactly. And how is that no, it's not about the money, it's about hurting children. That's demonic. Demons want to destroy children. When there is a demon involved, the children the only focus they have is destroying these kids. Remember that. That's why they give them to the abuse.
You don't get the same child back.
The child was back. Even if the child comes to you, would never be the same. The child would never.
No, she's traumatized.
They're traumatized. Exactly.
He told me, Mom, now you got to deal with a broken, traumatized child now. That's what she said.
Right.
And they're saying, oh no, she's just manipulating you, trying to tell me my kid's lying to me about this abuse what's going on in the foster home. No, because she's safe now. She didn't bring it up then, because when people go through trauma, I don't care who it is, adult, child, whoever, when they go through trauma, and if they're still going through the trauma currently happening, they're not going to say anything because she was scared, petrified. I could tell at every visit. I couldn't even talk to her. She was like, oh my God, don't talk to me. I'm going to get in trouble. Like, I couldn't even speak to her. Like, they had her that scared that I couldn't even talk to her. So they manipulate the whole situation.
Wow.
And then how long? So then this was still your fight, that you couldn't keep your kid out of jeopardy. But if you had already left your husband or ex or whoever
yes, exactly. I already combated and did everything. The reason why my kids went into care, I went to court hearings. I violated him every chance I got. Anytime he talked to me, I protected them. It's not my fault if the law doesn't do their job. I did everything that I could do. I have my protective capacities, but they're trying to say that I don't and put me through. I went through a mental health evaluation, a psychological evaluation. Then I had to go 6 hours away to their horse and buggy land to go have a parental fitness evaluation.
So wait a minute, here's my question. Who is sending you to all these courses and these classes?
CYS.
Of course, because every time every course and every class that you went to was Title IV funded. That's the way that
Yeah.
they
Oh yeah.
continuously get you. You are the sucker for the system.
And they
Look at, we will
lied to
get this
everything and
woman
said
into
I had
all
all
of these
these
things.
disabilities.
Right, you were worth so much money to them. You were never going to have that kid back. They'll let you have your kid back, and then they're going to come and take her away again, and then they're
Oh,
going to
that's what
come
they're
to us, and
trying
it's
right
a
now with this
cycle.
emergency response team. I said, okay,
Yep.
well, now my kid's at risk for being taken now. That's what this
Yeah.
program states. The
See.
STOP program.
Yep. This is it right here, people. This right here is a classic example of what they do. This poor woman just wants to be a mom. That's all she wants to protect her kids. And these people play games with this. And it's all about the
You gotta
Title
fake it
IV
till
and the
you make
ASPA
it.
funding.
Oh my
And
This
God!
is
thank
it.
you for
Look
bringing.
what Gigi wrote. You take a child who was removed, say from a drug addiction mother, then let the child run the streets, have or make more children, more kids. You got more babies to come, and then
Right.
remove
She said,
to groom,
mhm,
traffic, and kept the
of
cycle going.
course.
Exactly what I said, Gigi.
Yep.
Exactly what I said millions of times. What they do, they use these teenagers, and what they do is they introduce them to sex traffic, have children, drugs, all that, and then take every child from them, put them in an
Mhm.
adoptive home, and that's how they're actually an adoptive agency. That's what they are. These mother f's,
My
pieces
kids
of
reached.
shit, who are depleted from their souls. They're actually adopted agencies. I was attacked by three social workers on one of the shows of Mr. Davis. They wrote down that they were all writing down like, oh no, not all social workers are like that. That social workers don't get
That was a
funding,
social worker.
and I said to her, and I literally gave her my name and my title at the office, and I said, "You must be a social worker, you dumbass." Of course you're
Hmm.
gonna say that, you stupid bitch. That's exactly what I wrote. Exactly what I wrote to all
Listen,
three of them. All three of them. And then me, my stupid self, I have my prayer show, and I'm like, God forgive me because I just called these people bitches. But then, is it really a sin? I don't know, but they are. They really are. They're assholes. They're
Mhm.
assholes. They're assholes. And I don't know what God thinks of me right now, but He understands. He literally understands that I am. I think He understands.
do a woosah.
I know, right?
Breathe, you gotta breathe. But guess what? The resource home. Now I believe there's something going on recently. Just at my last visit the other day, something's going on. I just noticed with my 3-year-old. I think sexually. Now supposedly, I just find out right after that that the foster parents were up for sexual abuse charge. They went to go investigate. Right? Tell me
Huh.
how they closed it in less than 24 hours. Tell me
Yes.
they interviewed my nonverbal child. How do you interview my nonverbal child and then tell me that the person whoever reported it recanted their statement and then closed the case? It takes 30 days before it's founded or unfounded, not less than 24 hours. Then they go, here, if you have any concerns, here's the number to the child line.
But do you see
That's
what I was
it.
saying earlier, though? What about the kid that was the 2-year-old that the mother killed and ate his heart and kidney? She
Two
literally
kids.
was singing when she was cooking him and ate his inside.
They
That
didn't do
happened
that.
like a few weeks ago. This shit
These
happened a
are
few
done.
weeks ago.
Just the other day in my county, 2 kids, they kept people kept reporting, the neighbors kept reporting that these kids were getting beat to death, locked in closets, all this. Well, guess what? The 2 kids just now died, and guess what? The social
Oh,
workers thought happy hour was more important.
There you have it. Yeah, there you have it. So you guys,
Mm-mm.
before you judge mothers, honestly, or good dads like
Did you hear what I
Darren,
said? I think I got cut off.
I heard somewhat of what you said, but we got the legit. But before you guys judge parents who are victims of CPS, think again, because you might be a victim of CPS pretty soon, and you're going to wish you never judged anyone. Because
mhm.
a lot of the calls I get are just that. Miss G, I used to judge parents. I used to make fun of them. I used to do this, and it happened to them. And guess what? Never ever judge because you are not God. You don't know what went on. See, I know a lot about Darren and Mary because I've known them for 5 years now. I've known them for a long time. So I can speak for them. But I'm not going to look at, you know, I'm not going to look at, Gigi or Christina or Jamie and say, oh, you guys are bad parents. Well, how in the hell would I know they're bad parents? Because CPS said so? Because the
Hmm.
government said so? Well, guess what? The government are fucking with us every day.
Yep.
Every day. So guess what? I do not believe people who lie for a living. I believe my God. My God said, don't judge. So you never judge anyone, ever. And if Jamie is angry and she's passionate and she's talking about her story, is because she's pissed off. If she speaks really
Right.
fast, why are you guys complaining? I get a text message from one of you guys saying, why is she speaking fast? Is she on drugs? No, she's not
She
on
got a lot
drugs.
to say. She got a lot to
Not
say,
to
and she
say.
has the ADD.
Who, me? That's what everybody thinks when they meet me. Nope, I'm not on
Right.
drugs at all.
Well, I do. I bounce back and forth because I have a broken back, and I can't sit down because I have narcolepsy. So, like when I stand up, I bounce back and forth. I guess that's a sign of someone that does meth. I guess they say. So automatically they judge me. They're like, "Look, he can't even sit still." I don't do meth. I don't do
I have
drugs.
ADD.
So
That's it.
Yeah, to see how
that's
people, but
it's
do you see how people
unfortunate you
judge?
get stuck with
Yeah.
that. Just like you
Darren,
I
talking
don't
tough.
care, Judge. I know the truth, and the man above knows the truth, and that's all that matters. I don't have to prove
That's it.
myself to
exactly. But people don't
nobody.
see right, but people don't see that
Nobody.
the attack actually God's children.
It
You
says
guys
only God can judge
have
me. Only God can
only
judge
God.
me.
That's it. That's it.
That's it. That's
Because
it.
these judges and these social workers and the district attorneys, when they're standing in front of God, their creator, God is going to ask them. God is going to ask them questions, I'm sure, because it's judgment day. Either your name is in the book of life or you're not. You think God is going to forget what they did to Darren and his child and his wife? You think God's going to forget what they did to Jamie or me or Gigi or Christina or Medina or any of you? No, no, he doesn't forget.
Uh-uh.
He
They
doesn't
will pay
forget.
dearly. They will
And
pay
believe me,
dearly.
yeah, believe me, when I say Haiti is eternal torment, you don't want your worst enemy to be thrown in there.
Right? No, no, you don't.
That's how
You
bad
don't
it
want to
is.
wish that on nobody.
No, you. That's how bad it is. That's why God said, "Be still." No, I am. But God didn't tell you to be stupid either. God didn't tell you to be their doormat either. God said, "Hey, be smart.
Stand up, right?
Be as innocent as doves and as wise as serpents.
What is the one about your ears too? Don't lend your ears. What did you say to me
Guard your
yesterday?
ears.
Guard your
Guard
ears.
your
Yes.
ears." That's very important. God says to guard your ears. Why does that God say to guard your ears? Because there's a lot of satanic musics out there too. There's a lot of satanic rap that songs that the lyrics itself is literally witchcraft. Let your
Oh,
ears hear gospel. Let your ears hear the God's words. Let your ears hear constantly hear God's words. If you guys don't
mhm.
have time to read the Bible, listen to it on your way home. Listen to it when you go for your visitation. Listen to it. But what you guys don't understand, you can't go just to the street. Like Jesus said, don't even go. Why even go to the street and holler the name of God? That's just making a scene. You know why? Because you want attention. That's not how God operates.
Right.
God said sermon to people. Yes, talk to them. But if they don't want to hear you, then dust dust your feet and walk away. Dust, dust your feet or whatever. I can't
Right.
remember. Something like that and walk away.
Can I
God
read
didn't say
something real quick,
be
Miss G?
persistent. Sure, honey, hold on. And
Okay.
God didn't say be persistent. Don't push them, but you try. But the ones that want to hear you, then minister to them. Because God doesn't force us to be with him. I told you guys this 100 times. God does not force us to be with him. What is the point of forcing someone to love you when the love should come from within you. So if you
Mm.
come to me and say, Miss G, I love you, but you're stabbing me behind my back, what love is that? You don't love me. You just want to use me, right? So God knows your heart. Miss G didn't know your heart because she's stupid sometimes, but God knows your heart, right? So therefore, you can't deceive him. You can deceive people, but you can't deceive God. So you either love him or you don't love him. So don't waste anyone's time and don't waste your time because hey, we're not stupid. Because you can hurt a person once or twice, but guess what? God loves that person so much that God will put discernment and wisdom in that person's heart that that person will smell your bullshit when you're near. Remember that. So don't underestimate God's children. Go ahead, Jamie. Go ahead. Say what you need to say.
Okay, regarding everybody always thinks that, like what the person said in the text or whatever, that I talk fast, but that was CYS's main concern too, and thought I was on drugs. But I have a document right from the doctor, and I'm going to read the little one sentence that he states about that.
Right.
It says, my ideas are connected and associated with each other. They are scattered thoughts, but they are connected. Pressured speech is when one talks faster than usual. In Jamie's case, she always talks fast and not based on elevated mood. Mood hypervigilance is a state of increased alertness, very sensitive to surroundings and looking for hidden dangers. That's all it states. So
Wow.
that's like with my whatever. But
Thank you for
everybody thinks
sharing.
that and judges me on that.
No,
I'm from New York, and that's how we talk, I guess. I don't know if you're not from New York,
maybe
you don't
I've,
understand
I've
that.
been actually, I love New York. I've been there. But Darren, same thing, by the way. They said to me after the show, when I first had Darren on the show, Darren would move back and forth a lot. And then they said to me, oh, he's on drugs, Miss G. You should get him off the ship. You should get him
I'll
up.
pee all over them. Come take all my long hair. I got enough of it. Here, there's 50
Exactly.
inches.
Exactly. So I told them, I said, Darren is not on drugs. He had a back injury, and that poor guy cannot sit still. And guess what? God revealed it to me. My cousin injured himself. He's in Egypt. He injured his back. I was talking to him on FaceTime, and then before Easter, before the Coptic Easter, and then he said, I said, why are you moving like a lot? What's wrong with you? Sit still. Let me talk to you. Let me see you. He said, I can't. I injured my back. I broke the I guess the tailbone or something. He
Yeah,
broke
yeah,
something. And then every time he sits down, it numbs up and it stiffs up. So he has to like keep moving so it doesn't stiff up. And then
yep.
like instantly in my head, I remember Darren. How everybody, well, not everybody, but some of you guys judged him, and he doesn't do drugs. He doesn't. He just had a back injury,
Yep.
you know. And sometimes, if he doesn't take his painkiller or whatever, he feels, the stiffness, and he moves back and forth. So that's why we shouldn't judge anyone. I never obviously um, got him off the show because I love him. I know him. I know who Darren
I
is.
appreciate that very much. We definitely do.
And you guys never judge anyone, just like Jamie. Same thing. Never ever judge
I've seen
people.
a lot of hate about him because I watch and I've been watching, and don't worry about that. Let the
Yeah,
haters hate.
Let them
exactly.
hate.
Right, Jamie?
They'll see their
If they want
judgment
to hate,
day
that just
one
means that
day.
you're closer to what they don't want you to reveal. That's all that means.
Yep. Remember that.
You know.
I want you guys
Yep.
to join me tonight, unless you want to say a closing, Darren, because I know you
No,
love that. Oh,
no.
Darren, I need your website again.
Oh, abolishcps.com.
Can you put it on the private thing? And I also need
Yeah.
that shirt. I told you to make me a shirt with the wording I send you in the group text. I want that shirt for me.
Okay. I will get
Okay.
that done. I think I do have it already, actually. But yes, I'll send it.
You ask, you mean you put it on your website? That was my idea. What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't have it on there. I have it done for you.
Oh, okay, cool. But what? Let me see what you're wearing, Jamie. Let me see.
That's funny.
I love that, Jamie.
It's
Darren,
not real. It's CBD. That's what it's for. It's a company
have
for CBD.
Darren, share your. Okay, here it is. Here's his link. I want you guys. Excuse me. I want you guys to go to that link. Oh crap! I sent it in a private text. How sad. Okay, here it is. I want you guys to go to that link, and that is Darren's link. And I want you guys to look at the CPS shirts that he did, and make sure that everyone wears it. There's a lot of different messages on there. They're inexpensive. He puts his heart and soul in it, him and his wife. So please click on that link and look what he has.
How much
And
are they?
it
Oh,
depends on what you
there's all
want.
kinds. Yeah, there's depends on
It's
sweatshirts,
different.
everything.
Like just a T-shirt.
Just
I
look
think it's
at it.
yeah, I think it's $14 or
Like
something. I don't
14
I
Okay.
don't
bucks
know.
or
Yes.
something like that. Just look at it. It's worth it. Believe me, it's worth it.
And they
Yeah,
do
it just
shipping.
yep, it's up there.
So, well, it depends on how far it is. If it's in the Middle East, I
Yeah, I
doubt
think
it.
it depends on what ones I use for what. Some of them right now have a free shipping to with it's added to them. Some of the shirts do. Depends on what companies you'll get. You'll see when you go to the checkout how it will run for you.
Right.
And I think they're labeled too. So yeah, it's all
Okay.
good stuff. And if you need custom anti CPS, or if you have groups or whatever, if you guys need your own, or I was thinking what I want to do is do shirts with maybe your kid's picture on it, like say is
Yep.
kidnapped or searching for, and then
Yep.
maybe we come up with a group or something, or maybe we'll just do the funding on this show or whatever to people
Yep.
that need, whatever. But that's what we were
Let's
thinking
get
about
it
also.
together, guys. Let's get it together because we're trying very hard to get this happening. And um, tonight at 7 p.m., I have a show with attorney Davis. Please join us on that show. Darren, I want you to join us as well, too, baby. Okay.
All righty.
If we don't have a guest, I hope you can be a guest or maybe
No,
have
I'll be
you.
there. I plan for it now, and I'll just be on standby.
Okay, then I will tell Grace. Well, I don't know if Grace is listening. Um,
Grace.
yeah. Uh, huh?
6 days a week and 8 a.m. Oh, that must be 6 days a week and 8 a.m.
Wait. I need help locating my what? Son? Oh, old. You scared me, Gigi. I thought you meant to say your dead son. But I saw now you corrected it, your oldest son.
So
Um,
that's another thing that we were going to put up. I'm putting up. I was working on that today. Actually, I want to put up a page that has these people that are looking for their kids to put their kid's name in there, whatever, and then that way they can put it on this page. So hopefully, these kids that are looking for their parents when they come of age, that they'll be able to find their parents. I should have that done hopefully by tonight, if not tomorrow. But that's one of the parts that's going to be on there. Basically, it's just a spot for everybody that has any information, podcast, anything that go on there, leave me messages because I want to put it all into one spot. It's enough of everybody going around trying to find different this, there, and this. We all trying to fight for the same thing. We're all trying to get our kids home, and it's gonna, me and Miss G are working on some things, and we're all working hard together to get everybody in one spot, one cause, one unity, and then we'll be able to kick some ass.
we will kick ass, believe me, because you don't mess with God's children
No, you do not.
and get away with it. And what
No.
people think, how the media wants you to think Christians are crazy. Oh no, we're not crazy. We're not crazy, you depleted souls. We're not crazy. Only crazy people are crazy. The liars are crazy. Kidnappers are crazy. Judges in juvenile courts are crazy. District attorneys are crazy. Court appointed attorneys are crazy. Those are the crazy motherfuckers out there.
Yes, they are.
Just because they say they're Christian and they go kill their kids, that's crazy. That doesn't mean they're Christian.
Yeah.
You know them by their fruit, you know them by their action. So when you see a Christian in peace with God and in peace with himself and they're praying for others like you, assholes out there,
Did you
that's
see that?
a Christian.
Did you see that message I sent you? Did you see the message I put in the group? Could you read what that was off
Uh,
your phone? Did you see that?
wait, in the group?
Yeah, I put it in the group text on your phone earlier. Did you see that picture I sent?
The Lord prayer?
No, it's not the Lord. Man, I told you I was writing that prayer. Well, what's
Yeah.
funny is you prayed for the social workers because they were so bad. Well, that was the prayer I was writing for your show. That was asking God to put the strength in the social workers to get some heart and give them what they need. So it's really funny that you had said that. That's why I sent it to you right there. It's crazy. So we'll
No,
do
it's
that
not
tonight on the
crazy.
prayer show.
That's just God telling us we're on the
Yeah.
right track. That's actually God confirming that we're on the right track. But
Yep.
again, social workers, we're praying for you. But watch out when we pray for you. You
Yeah.
better watch out.
He's been
Ooh, it's
warning.
gonna be hard for you. Oh, it's gonna be so hard for you. So hard.
Yep.
Mm, 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 mm.
God hates ugly.
Oh
He doesn't
yeah.
like ugly.
Oh yeah. God hates ugly. Don't mess with God's children.
Nope.
Boom. And GT drops the mic. All right. So I'll see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. with Attorney Davis and my prayer show at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right after Davis's show. Darren, are you going to join me in my prayer show tonight?
Yeah, I will be there. I'll be
Yay!
there
I
with
wish
you
I
for the
could
other show.
join, but I have to do this program, and they got to be at my house at all hours of the night.
Bring
Are
them
you
all to the prayer
serious?
show.
I got to be
Bring
from
them to
Put on
7
the prayer show. Oh my God! Put on the prayer show while you're
put the
doing
prayer
it.
show on. Yeah.
from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. They're here, but I'm
All
3
right. Put the
hours
prayer show
behind
on.
you.
I'll dedicate it for you, Jamie. I'll
But
dedicate
they're gonna be leaving when you're coming on because they're coming here at 7, but you don't start here until 10 on my time. I'm
Oh yeah, that's
Eastern
right. Oh
Well,
crap.
Eastern
we'll put
Standard
the
Time.
rerun up so tomorrow you can watch it when they come back.
Yeah, they come 6 days a week, so hey, they come whenever
Yeah.
they want, announced, unannounced, and then when I'm not here, when they come unannounced, I get in trouble for it. Like, ow, I didn't know you were coming. Like, I'm
Right.
supposed to be waiting here for you with my hand out. Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Jamie. I agree with you. But thank you for joining us, Jamie. I really,
Yeah, it
really
was
thank
great.
you.
Thank you very
And
much.
no problem.
and Gigi, I want you to join us also tomorrow. What's tomorrow, Darren? I don't even know my days anymore.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh shit! Today's Friday.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Oh my God!
Hey, you gotta watch that mouth there, Miss G.
I know, right? Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
shoot! You're gonna put. We're gonna put a swear
oh, you
jar up.
can't say
Total alert. Swear jar. Total alert.
excuse my
Oh,
French. You get
oh
in trouble.
shit! Oh shit! But shit is not a bad word. Everybody has shit. Shit is given to us from God.
Well, every swear
Everybody
word really
has
has a
shit.
basic. Every swear
How
word has a
is that a
meaning.
bad word?
You know.
Really, explain it to me. How is that a bad word?
No, it's not. It was a joke. I was being
You're being
funny.
sarcastic because
Yeah.
I can.
I gotta laugh. I gotta be like you, Miss G, because if I'm
I
not,
will come. Exactly. I will come to Pennsylvania myself and give you a timeout.
come on, we need you, Mr.
Yeah.
Davis, because we only got one dependency attorney. I called over 300 in 4 months. It took me 4 months to get one.
Oh wait, I have something for you. Okay, so what's his name? So Michael.
What's the area? Just tell me the area first, and I'll tell you if it's be okay for me, because it all depends.
Hold on. I'm getting you the name first, young lady. Hold on. Let me write the name down first. Okay, his name is Attorney. Oh shoot.
Do you know what area he's in Pennsylvania?
No. He's not in Pennsylvania, but he's
Oh,
near
okay.
Pennsylvania. He's 200 uh mile away from Pennsylvania. It's not that bad.
Okay.
But he can refer you if you know somebody in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Good
If
luck
he
with
can
that.
do it. Attorney Michael Tesoro. He was on my show. I love this guy so much.
Is he the guy from New York?
Yes.
New York City law guy? Yeah, I
This
have him on my
guy,
TikTok. I have him on my TikTok.
okay, he can literally direct you if he can't help you, but speak to him.
Okay.
Him. Okay?
Okay.
Do you see?
From
This
New
is.
York.
But I don't know how good it's going to be because now it's like 15 months into the case and I don't care about who, what, where.
It's
I don't want
always
to be
good. Your kid. You always fight for your child.
She knows that, Darren. That's not what she's saying, though, because
Yep.
Attorney Michael said he doesn't take old cases.
old cases.
He said that. So
Oh,
that's why
all
she's
right. I
Mine's going,
misunderstood.
by
I
the
thought you were
time
just
he
talking
can go to
about
a
in
court
general.
hearing, it's going to be
no.
it's going to be an 18-month court hearing if I attain them anytime from now till then.
Right,
Because my next court hearing is not for another 3 months after last week. And my meeting today, or whatever you want to call that meeting with 25
Also,
people that attacked me today.
oh God, I wish I could be in the meeting with you. I really wish.
My lawyer was there. They wouldn't allow my therapist. They don't like my therapist because he's not a contracted service provider through CYS and he's private and
Because he doesn't want to get paid by them.
Yes, he doesn't get paid by Medicaid or the state either, so he's private and he's already won cases through this county a couple of times, so they won't even accept him into as an expert witness into the county court.
Unbelievable. They're so sick. They make me so sick. I swear, Jamie, they make me sick.
And then they're like, well, you don't got a job now. How are you affording your attorney? That's my business. No, it's not your job to know my business, how I pay my things.
You know
Don't
what's so
worry about
sad?
it.
You know what's so sad? They want to discourage you. They
Yeah,
want to
oh yeah, they've
discourage
been
you.
trying to break me down
Don't
and
be
want me to give
discouraged.
up, and I'm not. I'm not
Yep,
giving
that's
up.
what they do. I'm
So
telling you.
this, do you see?
DJ,
You
I
see
want you
this?
to call me after the show or text me after the show if you have my number. If you don't have my number,
Who, me?
I don't know how to get a hold of G. How do I get a hold of this girl? Oh dear
Just write a
God,
message.
I am so bad. Oh yeah, Gigi. Okay, yeah. So my Facebook, okay, Miss G's Facebook page is just my name, Georgette Truant. That's what it is. Okay, go. Send me a message on that page and put your real name because I know that's not your real name, obviously, but put your real name and your cell number. Okay, Jamie, I want you back on the show again. I love you. I
Okay,
really,
you have all my information.
Grace does. I don't have it. Oh yeah,
You,
I
I
do.
text you. You do have my information.
That's called old age.
It's
Hear that?
okay. I get like that sometimes too. My scatterbrain, because they do that to me. Like I'm all over the place.
Oh, believe me, I am all over the place.
Yeah,
Huh.
it's okay. It's okay. We're all normal. There's nothing wrong with that.
We're just dealing with a. Mm,
With demonic, narcissistic freaks.
yep, narcissistic, but don't forget the sociopath.
Oh wait, I might get in trouble for that. Oh, that's gonna be in the next court document that they don't want me to see.
Yeah, well, it's okay. You can tell them Miss G
She
said.
ripped it out of my hand today in the meeting. She's like, my lawyer's on the phone through the meeting because she couldn't come to the meeting, so she appeared by phone. They got 25 people on the table all around me. I got all my proof, everything, and my notes that I'm writing and my points I'm going to bring up in the meeting. And I turned to talk to my family counselor. I turn around. This lady grabs the court. How'd you get that document? You're not supposed to have that. I said, my lawyer gave it to me. It has all this stuff. And I had highlighted everything like this
Wow.
and have it. Oh, you can't even see it, but I have it highlighted and I wrote underneath all the different things. And they didn't like it. I said, well, she goes, oh, it's not for you to have. The lawyer's supposed to discuss it with you, and then after they discuss it with you, it's only for you to hear, not for you to have on a piece of paper. Okay, well, why can't I have it on a
They
piece of
do
paper?
that.
I might not remember all that.
They do that.
And she
They do that. They
and she said
actually
it
do
was
that.
brought up in court. She said that's all brought in. None of this stuff in this court document was never said in court. I never heard any of this.
I know. I know, baby.
None of it.
Just document everything, Jamie, and
Oh yeah,
believe you have a
I
good civil
document
lawsuit.
everything.
Yep, you have a good lawsuit.
Oh, after I just wait for my kids to come back. Once I get my kids back, then they're already got a lawsuit for doing what they did to my kid. Besides all the other civil rights lawsuits that I can for what they've done to me
All right.
and all the
All right,
rights they
guys. We're gonna have to
violated.
go. I'm gonna have to log out now.
Okay.
Love you
Good
guys. I
night.
love you. Jamie.
Prayers. God bless. God
God bless
bless.
you too. Bye, Darren.
Much love and
Bye,
light, all the
guys.
way from
I'll
PA
talk to you
in the
around.
middle of the woods.
Bye, guys. Okay.
Bye.